Time for the post-game breakdown. Game number 62, Montreal at Nashville, 4-3 in overtime. Hey, everybody, I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge. Montreal beats Nashville, stops their 8-game winning streak. And let's see, Nick Suzuki with the winning goal is 25th of the season, only one shy of last year's total, and he still has 20 games. He's on pace, I think, now for 80 points. I think that's what he's going to get, quite frankly. I think he's going to end up with 30 goals, 50 assists for 80 points. And if he's not going to get that, he's going to be really close. But Nick Suzuki having an awesome season. It was a good game for Montreal. They stuck with it. I mean, they just stuck with this team. They didn't give up. They had some defensive lapses, yes, but they didn't give up, and they kept coming back and ended up with a nice, quick overtime win, 17 seconds into overtime, so it didn't take long. Just a really fun game overall to watch. Kept you excited, kept you, not knowing who's going to win. Pretty good game. Line one played really well. Produced 4 points, 2 for Caulfield, 2 for Suzuki. Slav did not get anything, but he worked hard. What else do I want to say from this? Jake Allen was good. Of the 3 goals, I think one you could probably say he should have had, but otherwise he made a lot of really good saves, and he kept them in this game in the end. Plus the freaky David Savard goal, that didn't hurt at all. This was an interesting game. Some weird bounces, some weird things happening. Pretty intense, good pace through the game. A good game overall. All right, so what I've got here, if I stop talking for a second, I've got post-game stats. I got all the goal scorers. I've got all the stats for the game and the 3 stars. And let's get to you guys. I don't know who's here. It says only one person, so good thing I was talking a lot. Matt Outdoor, welcome back. Andrew, hey Andrew, good to see you. Good spirits game tonight. It was a good game tonight. I think it's a good game where they played a 60-minute game with a few defensive breakdowns, one bad goal by the goalie, but I mean they just stuck with this team that is a much better team than they are on a really hot streak. But teams on 8-game winning streaks often are due to lose. And that's, I think, partially what we saw here tonight. Maybe Allen improved his tradability tonight. I still going to say no, but it's, why I say no? I think it's not like teams that might be interested in him didn't know what kind of a goalie he is. And an interesting stat that I didn't know but learned at the podcast recording yesterday: Jake Allen in the playoffs is got a great record. He's got 29 playoff games. He has trying to remember now, 204 or 206, 23, something very low goals against, and a very good 929 save percentage. So this guy's got a really good record in the playoffs. I think teams that might be interested in him, I mean, yes, it could maybe help a little bit, but they kind of know what they're going to be getting from Jake Allen. But I mean, in that a team might be interested and look and go, well, at least there was a good game. The guy still got it in him. In that respect, I think, yeah. But I mean, he's a known quantity, at this point in his career. Randy, I mean, do I have to answer that now? Jake Allen's play was really good. He was good tonight. Harry, welcome back. Awesome, thank you. And for that, I'll say Harry is probably off to do his own post-game show, so I'm not here that long. If you want more after that, you go over to Harry Rice Hockey. Just type that in if you don't know it already. while you're there, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe over there. We're trying to get Harry to 1,000. Harry is a member of the Talking Habs, and we don't have the other channel anymore right now. So that whole family. So Harry's part of all that. Please go support him. He will be doing. Every time I say this, he's not, but he usually does like an hour and a half of post game. So check out Harry. I don't think you'll be disappointed. What else I want to say? Yeah. So whoever's here, say hi. Let me know what you thought about the game. Anything you would like to ask me, please do that. And in a few minutes there, we'll take a look at the post-game stats. It was a good game. I don't know what else you want to say. It was a good game by Montreal. They stuck with this team that is a much better team than them. As a matter of fact, right at the moment, you could make an argument easily and say Nashville's the best team right now in, say, the last 10 games in the league. And if not the best, right up there with the best. So, it's a good job by Montreal to stick with them and, get to overtime and then quickly dispatch of them in overtime. And as we were going into overtime, I said, I like Montreal's chances a lot more going into overtime because they are a good overtime team. So it played out tonight. All right. So like I said, you guys want to carry the chat for me? Just drive the conversation. I'm willing to answer almost anything for the same price you'd pay for me answering nothing. That's a good bargain. No, it didn't work, did it? Utter silence. All right. Then it's time for this. All right. Montreal won at 4-2-3 in overtime. First period scoring, not a lot of it. Philip Forsberg gets his 30th from Evangelista and O'Reilly to open the scoring at 15-24. That would be it for the first. Second period comes around. Harry's show just went up. Second period comes around, and we got Gustav Nyquist with his 17th from Forsberg and O'Reilly at 5-11. So it makes it 2-0 Nashville, and this is not looking good for Montreal. Just 11 minutes later, 11 and a half minutes later, Brendan Gallagher gets his 10th from the high slot on a one-time wrist shot. Good shot, beats Saros. He gets that from Evans and from Anderson. And then, not long after, 6 seconds later, David Savard with a shot off the backboards or into the corner that hit a stanchion and had the weirdest bounce right into the net. And Saros was behind the net expecting the puck to be there along the boards, and it wasn't. So that was Savard's 5th from Caulfield and from Nick Suzuki. Let's see now. Now we go to the third, tied up at 2. Ryan O'Reilly gets his 23rd from Nyquist and Lauzon at 12:19 of the third. And then just 2.5 minutes later, Joshua Roy, unassisted, gets his second goal on a really nice shot to the top corner and just beats Saros cleanly. And we got a tie game again, 3-3. Go to overtime. Nick Suzuki with his 25th goal from Caulfield and Matheson, 17 seconds into the overtime. They were on a power play to start it, but obviously this was not a power play goal. So it had expired by that time. And he wins it. I don't know how many game winners. He's had a few, and he's got some power play points. I don't know the number yet on that. We got, let's see, shots. Montreal outshot the Preds by 2 shots, 30-28. They did not win at the faceoff circle, which is a surprise. 46.2% at the dot. They were 53.8% at the dot. We were 0 for 2 on the power play. They were 0 for 2 on the power play. Hits-wise, 20 hits for Montreal, 15 for the Preds. Block shots, they had 18 blocks. We had 15. We gave away 6 pucks to their 3, and they took away 11 to our 2. So they kind of dominated us a bit in that area, but doesn't matter because the score is what matters. And it was 4-3 in overtime. Season series is done. It was Nashville 2-1 in Montreal December 10th, and 4-3 here in overtime March 5th. That's it for the season series. 3 stars, Ryan O'Reilly, goal and 2 assists, gets the first star. Nick Suzuki 1-1 for 2 points, second star. And Philip Forsberg also 1-1 for 2 points, gets the third star. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all the stats I got for you. Well, we got roughly 19 minutes to go. Evans, Gallagher, Anderson has played well together the last few games. More than a few games, I think, actually. Probably last 5-6. So, yeah. Evans really stepped it up, I found. And then you got Andy getting his first goal the last game. Andy was playing well. That's actually not true. Some nights playing okay, and then some nights standing around like not doing anything. But playing well as a line overall. And then Gally here with the goal tonight. Good. I know Gally's going. I think his mom's doing okay, but she's fighting brain cancer, and they're going through a lot. So good on Gally playing. You got to understand a little bit when he's having an off night. He's going through a lot. So he's been around for so long and given so much. You got to give him a break. I am anyway. And he got this goal tonight. So, that probably really meant a lot to him. I'm sure his mom was watching. And, I'm sure it meant a lot to him. Shane Levine. This is the first 2. Is your first time here? Welcome to the channel. This is the first 2. Did you not finish the sentence? I'm not sure. But welcome to the channel, Shane. Hope you enjoyed the game. See what happens if you put in a comment in. I actually talk. Otherwise, I just sit here. So I don't know what else off the top of my head to say about this game. It's a good win to go into Carolina with. The 4th game of the road trip. Probably the hardest team on this road trip was tonight, and they beat them. They've taken 4 points out of a possible 6 so far. So even if they lose to Carolina, they still have played 500 on the road trip at that point. So they're going to be at least 500 on the road trip, which is nice. It's not going to help them that much in the standings as far as if you think they're going to rise up. Was it Mike Johnson made a really good comment? At this time of the year, it's a lot easier to drop than it is to rise up. So they're not going anywhere. Enjoy the win. It's not going to affect their draft choice and all that stuff. It's not. Shane, I don't know how often you watch. And it's not like they play that way every night, but there have been some nights where they've really looked good. This was one of them. But they've had some good games this year. So yeah, but it's really nice to see it, right? And what you're seeing is the potential, what the future, is going to start looking like, where, they start winning these close games. Right now, they've gone from like losing pretty badly when they lose to being really close, getting a lot of 1-goal games. That's part of the progress. Now you'll start seeing them winning some of those 1-goal games, then winning more of them, and then being more dominant as they get better. But this is the beginning of them, in my opinion, of they've like crossed that point. Maybe we're at the halfway point of the rebuild, where now they're on that road to being a playoff team, in the next year or two. That's what I think. Laugh at me if you want. I hear people laughing at me. Yeah, I don't know. It's Matt. Matt can do this. Matt can have a conversation texting while doing this, although he's usually just doing that and not talking. He doesn't realize I can't do that. One of these days. It's only 3 years now. He's a great kid, Matt. I bug him a lot. This is the first time in a long time that I see the Habs looking. Oh, I read that already. I thought you put a new comment in there. All right, so we're losing everybody because I'm probably boring everybody with my incessant babbling. It helps if you actually give me something to babble about. So if you are here, the few of you that are, talk to me here in the chat. Appreciate it. Randy, by the way, good to see you here because you're not here that often, but it's always good to see you out there. If you're still here, I don't know. It could be gone already. Don't forget, I'm out of here in about a little over 10 minutes. Head over to Harry Rice's channel, Harry Rice Hockey. He's doing a post game there, and he usually sticks around for a while. Breaks down the game well. Harry talks hockey for a young kid like that. Talks a good game. Knows what he's talking about. Yeah, very interesting when he talks hockey. He does a lot of weird shit over there too, and anything could happen over at Harry's channel. But it's always entertaining, so check him out. Andrew asks, what's your opinion of the losing faith in MSL talk? I haven't lost faith in him. I just think it's the fans that are I use this a lot, but the grass isn't greener on the other side of the fence. It's not. But a lot of people see it that way. And I think after a while they get tired of the same. We need some change. Let's hate on Marty St. Louis. I mean, I don't know what it is. The honeymoon seems to be over with some fans with Marty. It's not for me. I think Marty's doing a bang-up job, quite frankly. Is he perfect? No. It's his second year as an NHL coach. But I like the job he's doing with the players. And I find that he is learning as he goes along and makes mistakes, hopefully learns from it over time. And he does. You may say, well, he makes the same mistakes sometimes 3, 4, 5 games in a row, but he learns from his mistakes. And if you're losing faith in Coach Marty, I don't know what to say to that. I don't believe Kent Hughes has or Jeff Gordon has. I don't think the players have. And you can see by the way they play. They're getting better, and it's a lot because of him. A lot because of their talent. But, they could be the most talented group of players that have no direction, right? And it's not good. They're not going to learn. They're not going to do anything. I haven't lost faith in him. Let me just say that. If you have, I think you're being a fool. Matt Greer, absolutely. They have no patience. That's right. It's a rebuild. 2 years in. Sure, a lot of shitty nights. But, I mean, how did you not know that going into the season? Right? How do you have expectations of them being a winning team and making the playoffs? You shouldn't. That's why I tell people all the time, and maybe you've heard that. You should temper your expectations. That way, when they rise above that, you can really enjoy it. And when they don't, you're not all depressed. That's why. That's how I see it. Matt's still texting me. I wonder how long he can go on like that. He can send me sometimes 20 texts and before I answer. But like I said, he's a great kid, so it's not a complaint. Especially not my mood. They won. I'm in a good mood. It was a good game. All right, we got like less than 10 minutes. So in less than 10 minutes, you lose me for that's it. That you don't not till Thursday. I don't know what you're gonna do without me till Thursday, but sorry. I don't think much of myself, do I? Going once. We are lucky to have him as coach. He definitely did. He won a Stanley Cup with the Lightning. He is an experienced winner in the NHL as a player, seen and done everything. Also, the star role wasn't handed to him. He had to earn everything. Everything. That guy had to earn it. So that's the kind of coach that players are going to really look up to. So he's won a cup. He's been a great player, played over 1,000 games, scored how many points? Over 1,000 points. There's a lot for these players to like, and he's a very likable guy. And also, I think the way he teaches is very players really like it. Let's just say that. Right now, we're playing with house money and winning in talent and prospects, 100%. And you know what? They're not gonna really improve where they are, so you can enjoy the wins when they come because they don't come that often. No matter what you want to say, they don't come that often. Enjoy them. They're not getting out of the bottom 10. I don't even think they're not getting out of 7th from the bottom, I don't think. They may drop down to 6th. They're not going to be 8th, 9th, 10th. I don't think so anymore. They're going to be at 7th. They got a lot of hard games coming up. Hell, their next 2 is Carolina and Toronto. Not easy games. Hate Toronto. I fucking hate Toronto, but not going to be an easy game. I kind of hope it is, though. I hope we embarrass the shit out of Toronto, but can't expect that. I guess I could remind you about Friday is the deadline, and I'm doing 2 shows on Friday. Harry is on from 8 to the end of it. I'll be on from 10 to 11, and then from 2 to 4 on Friday. I don't think it's going to be busy enough for Harry to do what he's doing, that marathon. I don't think it's going to be worth it and busy enough, but I'm definitely not doing that. I think just ending at the end, doing an update, and then it's going to be enough. So look for those. I'll probably put that stuff up tomorrow. I'll make the thumbnails and I'll put the shows up. Look for that. Domi has been carrying Toronto lately. Amazing. I think Bertuzzi as well. I saw a little interview with him. What are we today? Tuesday, so Saturday's game, and he was on a 5 or 6 game goal streak. So, got to say Bertuzzi's been in there too. But yeah, and probably Domi's probably going to have to be moved at the deadline. If they want to add anything, they got no money. And we were going over it on the pod that we recorded Monday. So check that out. It's out, by the way. link in the description to get to the page, and it should be the first one you kind of see is the new pod. We were talking about that, and you can't move anybody other than Domi. They all have no moves, and the guys that have the money that you'd need to move out, you can't. Domi seems to be about the only one, so Domi's probably going to get moved. If they want to do anything, if they're going to stand pat, okay, I don't know how else they're going to do anything. I think Kent would trade to get up if he could. It's just that that's not an easy thing to do, right? To trade into the top 5, I don't know. I think they'd be considering it's supposed to be a really good draft for defensemen, and there's like 5 or 6 really good forwards, right? There's going to be a mix in the top 5 of defensemen and forward. At 7, at 6, Montreal should get what they're looking for. You know, if not the actual guy, somebody that's, you know, nearly as good, who knows at that point, right? So I think if he could trade into the top 5, he would, if it's not going to, you know, cost too much. But I don't see the need at 7 in this draft. And then you never know. I think, is it Ottawa that's sitting there at 5 from the bottom? You know, if Ottawa puts on, I don't think they can, puts on a bit of a rush with say they win 5 in a row. They pass Montreal. Montreal sits there. That would be great. 2 years in a row to get a top 5. And then out of 3 years, you got a first, a fifth, and a fifth. That would be amazing. And that is kind of what you need to do to rebuild into a championship team. So when you look at it, Montreal's doing the right thing. Even if it's a 1, 5, and 7 in 3 years, that's pretty damn good. When was the last time we had that? Which is why 30 years we've nothing. So I expect we'll be looking a lot better towards that rebuild, the end of the rebuild after the draft. All right. On that note, I am going to take off because I'm freaking hungry, and I don't know what else to say. I'm going to just keep babbling on, and I don't feel like doing that. So I'll be back on Thursday. Potentially tomorrow. I got all day at home. I might have a video out. If it happens like the other day where I thought of something in the morning and was able to have it out by mid-afternoon, I'm going to do that, but I don't know. So thanks, everybody, for being here. It was a great game to cover, and great that we got a win, so we can enjoy that and have a great night. Thanks, everybody. What else do I want to say? You keep your stick on the ice. Go Habs, go. Stay safe till next time. Peace out. And that's it. I got nothing else. That's it. All right. Ciao, everybody.